Good afternoon, Gina.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, so today we'll be having a meeting based on my final lesson on African animals where I demonstrated all of the standards. And so first of all, we can start talking about standard 1
Okay.
and any of your feedback I'll be hugely grateful for.
No worries. You tell me how you demonstrated student development.
So learner development, I think that I showed how I could understand how the students develop as I involved lots of different activities, and this lesson showed an ongoing project from the unit of Africa.
Yes.
So based on each lesson that we had, I could differentiate the lesson planning and how much I needed to review different aspects of the unit.
Yes.
Based on my previous knowledge and also working with the children outside of the circle times. So I think that their learning development grew as well as mine over the course, and lots of activities were involved where you can see the development of them, cognitive, linguistic, social, emotional and physical areas.
Yeah. Look, I agree. I think you met standard 1 really well. I obviously know the children quite well myself, and I could see in your lessons, not only this lesson but previously as well, that you really have, designed your instructional strategies to meet the needs of the class. Cognitive, linguistic, social, emotional and physical needs. You really took into account the different kinds of learners. So you had real objects, you had visuals, you had physical songs, movement, that kind of thing. So I think that really, for our group there, that really meets all of their needs quite well. Sorry, I'm just going through standard 1 here to make sure that I don't miss anything out. The collaboration with your colleagues and other professionals. I think you met that, and it's maybe not very obvious in the video itself. Is that you met it in. You used information that I'd actually introduced to them previously about the angry elephant and the safari and that kind of thing. Yeah. So you've definitely collaborated there with myself and with other teachers in the classroom. Obviously, you also used one of the teaching assistants to translanguage to ensure that there was an understanding of why the children couldn't take something home. I'm very, very happy to see how you identified but also catered for different student developments, and they are at a different stage at this point of the year than they were before, so well done.
Thank you. Okay, so standard 2, learning differences. I think in the video you can see that there's a different questions based on different learning levels. So for example, again, asking different leveled questions for the younger students, or maybe the native speakers could understand all of the English basically, so I need to make the questions way more difficult for them as opposed to the first year students. So it's very important that the whole of the lesson can accommodate for each and every one of the kids, and our kids are definitely all unique with different learning differences. So in order to cater for this, I individually asked the students different questions on purpose based on my previous knowledge about their abilities. So yeah, and as far as the positive classroom climate, I think that the students do show respect for each other a lot and for their teacher. All of their teachers, our kids are very respectful, and I'm really proud of them for that. And yeah, I think the classroom has a very positive environment.
Yeah, I agree with you there. In terms of classroom environment and the value of students, valuing students and each other, the level of respect is quite high. It was very evident when they were singing the song and doing the actions. You could see, Denise bumped into George, and then put her arm around him, made sure he was okay, and then they were holding hands doing it. So there is a definite classroom atmosphere of respect which has been nurtured throughout the year, and that's obviously been it's very clear that that's modeled by the teachers, and obviously you're one of the full-time teachers in that classroom. In terms of learning differences, the large majority of our demographic is ELL in that classroom, and I think you really met that with your scaffolding of the questions. You did ask different levels of questions to different students. Some of them needed to give one-word answers, some of them needed to give full sentences and opinions. Also, your repetition was key in this lesson and in all your lessons that you've been delivering. So you drew on prior knowledge and you also built on that prior knowledge. So your aim of the lesson was achievable, which is very important for the self-esteem and self-confidence of our English language learners, because they, as we know, they're under a lot of pressure from home. I think the video didn't necessarily truly show to what level you asked different questions to the native English speakers. However, I witnessed that myself inside the classroom during individual lessons. So you've definitely met that. Although, as I said, I don't think that was 100% shown in the video.
Okay, yeah.
Which you can't show every question in the video. That's not a down point. It's just
something to highlight. So great, yeah.
Because also your professor's not going to be able to see that in the video.
Sure.
However, you have met that in the classroom.
Okay. Thank you, Gina. Number 3, should we move on? Learning environments. So the candidate works with others to create environments. Okay. So I know that in our class, maybe it's not me specifically, but our lead teacher collaborates with the parents very frequently, and that is totally, it must be done in order for the kids to achieve as high as they can, and for the parent to be involved in their achievements and bringing it home too. So I think that the learning environment is the teachers are on the same page together because we work well together and we're all on the same page, and then also the parents at home are told about what's going on. I'm
just going to jump in there because with the systems and the protocol of the school, you haven't been able to be in direct contact with the parents in terms of collaboration.
Yeah.
However, you have met that standard in that I personally have had meetings with you and the team talking about the students' different varying needs, what's happening at home, the communication from the parents, what we're going to approach the parents with, and how we've partnered with the parents in terms of maybe behavior management or as one of our students recently left for Singapore, how to manage that emotional situation for him. So again, it may not be clearly obvious in the video itself. However, you have met that need in the way that you've collaborated with myself and with other teachers, and your project has also been included in the weekly roundup, which goes to the parents once a week.
Okay, fabulous.
And in student-centered classrooms, managing the learning environment.
Oh yeah, so student-centered classroom. I think a lot of it is teacher-centered based on so student-centered as well as teacher-centered, but the students, one of the points that I made was I would have liked to have seen the collaboration and pair work again in this video so that you could see the kids working by themselves more. However, it's difficult with this age group, but we did see previously with the think, pair, share, etc. But I think I would like to mention that this may be a reason why some of it looks more teacher focused in some areas. Is that what you meant? I'm not sure if that's what you meant. But
No, I didn't say that.
oh, okay. Sorry, no, student-centered rather than teacher-centered. Having the opportunity to make choices for their own learning, I think our classroom is a great example of that anyway, because after the lesson they can choose
Yeah.
whatever work they want to do.
Yeah.
So choice is the philosophy of our classroom anyway. So.
Yeah. Look, I'm by no means saying it was teacher centered.
Okay.
That was a misunderstanding.
Oh,
because I was
sorry.
just bringing up what else was on
oh.
that on that standard, on standard 3. But you're right. It is a very student centered classroom, and that the students do get to make the choice of the follow up activities that they do, and there is respect if they choose not to engage. They have to be respectful of the rest of the teachers, the rest of the students, and the work that is available in the class, but they still get that independent choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's impossible to show everything in a video.
Mm-hmm.
And as you've seen, and as you see often, is that work the follow-up work that you did is available for them on the shelf for independent choice. And I myself have seen at least 2 or 3 kids doing it together. And there's been children that have forgotten an animal's name, and another child teaches them that name, or they're having their discussion about which animals they enjoy and like the most. So there's definitely the student-centered, but it's difficult to highlight everything on a video. But your collaborative project, really, there was no teacher visible at that point.
Yeah, true.
The kids were sitting there. If you noticed, they were sharing their pencils. One was handing over to another. So it is visible, and you know it's there, but it's difficult to have everything in one place, right?
Sure, yes. Thank you, Gina. Okay, so number 4, content knowledge. The teacher understands the central concept, tools of inquiry, and structures of the discipline. So I think that the content was very, very, it was a unit. I want to say it's a summative assessment, kind of, the video showed, of the whole unit in a way. So I can cut bits out of this video. I need a breather.
So pause it.